In the world of rocket science, sometimes the smallest components face the biggest challenges. During SpaceX's latest Starship flight, a crucial detail caught the attention of aerospace enthusiasts worldwide. The grid fins, those distinctive waffle-like structures that guide the massive, super heavy booster back to Earth, showed signs of stress that could impact future launches. While Flight 7 marked a triumphant achievement with the successful catch of the super heavy booster, sharp-eyed observers noticed something concerning around T+255. The grid fins appeared to warp under intense heat during the hot staging maneuver. It's a challenge that echoes similar issues from Flight 5, and while it didn't prevent a successful landing this time, it raises important questions about the path to SpaceX's ambitious goal of full Starship reusability by 2025. What makes this particularly fascinating is how it highlights the extreme engineering challenges of spaceflight. These grid fins must perform flawlessly across an incredible range of conditions, from hypersonic speeds through the thin upper atmosphere to precise maneuvering during the final descent. As Elon Musk himself explained, grid fins work quite well across a wide regime from both very high-velocity hypersonics through supersonic, transonic, and subsonic. It's hard to have aero surfaces that work well across that entire regime. Today, we'll explore exactly what happened during this critical phase of Flight 7, examine the potential solutions SpaceX is developing, and understand why these seemingly simple structures are so crucial to the future of reusable spaceflight. Hi everyone, welcome to Elon Musk 24 Hours, your daily source for the latest SpaceX developments. Let's dive right in. The story of Starship's grid fins is more than just a tale of metal and engineering. It's a testament to human ingenuity pushed to its absolute limits. As Flight 7 soared through the atmosphere that January morning, few could have predicted the drama that would unfold at T+255. The moment when those massive steel structures began to warp under intense heat wasn't just a technical glitch. It was a powerful reminder of the extreme challenges we face in our quest to become a spacefaring civilization. Picture this. In the control room, engineers watched with bated breath as their monitors displayed real-time data from the grid fins. These weren't just any control surfaces. They were the culmination of countless hours of innovation, failed attempts, and breakthroughs. Each fin, weighing as much as a small car at 3 metric tons, represented a bold departure from conventional aerospace wisdom. The decision to use steel instead of titanium had raised eyebrows across the industry, but SpaceX has never been a company to follow the beaten path. The story takes us back to the early days of Falcon 9, when SpaceX's engineers faced their first grid fin challenges. Those initial aluminum fins, while innovative, required extensive refurbishment after each flight. The heat shields needed constant replacement, and the dream of rapid reusability seemed distant. Then came what many considered a quantum leap, the switch to titanium. These masterpieces of engineering, each one cast as a single piece, marked the largest titanium castings ever created. They worked beautifully on Falcon 9, handling re-entry heat without breaking a sweat. It seemed like the perfect solution, but Elon Musk had a different vision for Starship. In a decision that sent shockwaves through the aerospace community, he chose to go with welded steel grid fins. The rationale? It wasn't just about cost, though steel's price tag at 15 to 20 times cheaper than titanium was certainly appealing. It was about something far more profound, democratizing access to space itself. The engineering team faced a monumental challenge. They had to design grid fins that could withstand temperatures hot enough to melt many metals while maintaining precise control of a rocket larger than the Statue of Liberty. The 301 series stainless steel they selected offered an intriguing trade-off. While its melting point was 15% lower than titanium, it could remain mechanically functional at nearly triple the working temperature. A scorching 840 degrees Celsius compared to titanium's 330 degrees Celsius. Then came the hot staging innovation, a daring maneuver where Starship's engines ignite while still attached to Super Heavy. It was like asking someone to stand in a tornado of fire and maintain perfect balance. The grid fins, already pushing the boundaries of their design, now had to endure this additional trial by fire. Flight 7's footage revealed the cost of this ambition as the fins visibly warped under the intense heat. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Despite the visible distortion, the grid fins continued to function, guiding the massive booster back to Earth with remarkable precision. This resilience wasn't just luck. It was the result of countless simulations, tests, and refinements. Each weld, each curve, each angle had been carefully calculated to maintain functionality even under extreme stress. The team's response to these challenges reveals the true spirit of innovation at SpaceX. Instead of retreating to safer, more expensive materials, they're pushing forward with design improvements. The next version of Super Heavy will feature lowered grid fin positions, a direct response to the hot staging heat exposure. This iterative approach, learning and adapting with each flight, is transforming the impossible into the routine. The significance of these grid fins extends far beyond their technical specifications. They're key players in Musk's audacious goal of achieving zero refurbishment between flights by 2026. Imagine a world where rockets land and relaunch as easily as airplanes. This is the future these engineers are building, one grid fin at a time. The journey of these components from their Soviet origins over 50 years ago to their current role in humanity's greatest space adventure is remarkable. Their distinctive shark-tooth design on Starship isn't just visually striking. It's a carefully orchestrated dance between form and function, minimizing drag at supersonic speeds while providing crucial control during descent. The drama of Flight 7's landing, with its heat-stressed grid fins still performing their vital role, perfectly encapsulates the SpaceX approach to innovation. It's not about achieving perfection on the first try. It's about building, learning, and improving with each attempt. The visible warping of the fins, rather than being a failure, became valuable data for the next iteration. As we look to the future, these developments in grid fin technology represent more than just engineering achievements. They're stepping stones toward making space travel as common as air travel. Each modification, each improvement, brings us closer to the day when rockets launch and land multiple times per day, opening up new possibilities for exploration and commerce beyond Earth. The success of these grid fins under extreme conditions proves that sometimes the boldest solutions are the best ones. While others might have stuck with expensive titanium, SpaceX's choice of steel, despite its challenges, may ultimately prove key to making space travel economically viable for more than just government agencies and billionaires. This ongoing evolution of grid fin technology carries profound implications for humanity's future in space. As we push toward becoming a multi-planetary species, these advancements in reusability and reliability will be crucial. The challenges faced in Flight 7 weren't setbacks. They were valuable lessons learned on our path to the stars. For the engineers working on these projects, each successful landing is more than just a technical achievement. It's a personal triumph. Their dedication, creativity, and willingness to challenge conventional wisdom are writing new chapters in the history of space exploration. As we continue to watch Starship's development, we're not just witnessing technical progress. We're seeing the future of human space travel take shape, one grid fin at a time. The journey of Starship's grid fins represents more than just an engineering challenge. It embodies SpaceX's relentless pursuit of innovation. From the visible warping during Flight 7's hot staging to the upcoming design improvements, each step brings us closer to reliable, reusable spaceflight. While steel grid fins may face intense heat challenges, their durability and cost-effectiveness could be key to making space travel accessible to more than just government agencies and billionaires. As we've seen today, even the smallest components play crucial roles in humanity's greatest adventures. The next time you watch a Starship launch, pay attention to those distinctive waffle-like structures. They're not just guiding a rocket home, they're helping forge our path to the stars. I'm confident that SpaceX's engineering team will continue to refine and perfect these critical components. Their dedication to solving complex challenges, like the grid fin heat resistance we discussed today, keeps pushing the boundaries of what's possible in space exploration. If you found this deep dive into Starship's technology fascinating, be sure to join our growing community of space enthusiasts. Hit that subscribe button to stay updated on the latest SpaceX developments. Drop a comment sharing your thoughts on these engineering challenges, And give this video a thumbs up if you learned something new. This is Elon Musk 24 Hours, bringing you tomorrow's space technology today. January 16th, 2025. A day that will be remembered in the annals of space exploration. Within just hours of each other, two titans of American spaceflight made history with launches that captured the world's attention. Blue Origin's New Glenn, after a decade of development, finally reached for the stars on its maiden voyage. And SpaceX's Starship, the largest rocket ever built, soared from its Texas launch pad in its latest test flight. As these massive vehicles thundered into the sky, the space community erupted with debate. Some celebrated both launches as victories for human advancement, while others drew stark comparisons between the two missions. On social media, heated discussions broke out about which flight proved more successful: New Glenn's orbital achievement despite losing its first stage, or Starship's successful booster recovery followed by upper stage loss. Today on Elon Musk 24 Hours, we're going to break down these historic launches, examine what really happened in both missions, and explore how industry leaders Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos responded to these pivotal moments. We'll analyze the technical achievements, setbacks, and what these parallel missions mean for the future of space exploration. Don't forget to subscribe to Elon Musk 24 Hours and help us reach 150,000 subscribers. Let's dive right in. The early days of rocket development were marked by spectacular failures that paved the way for extraordinary achievements. In the 1960s, NASA's journey to master spaceflight was fraught with challenges. Nearly half of the Atlas boosters, the very rockets meant to carry Mercury astronauts into the cosmos, failed their test flights before being deemed safe for human spaceflight. The Titan missiles violently shook during their initial unmanned launches, threatening to tear themselves apart. Even the mighty Saturn V, which would eventually carry humanity to the moon, faced such severe problems during its final unmanned test that Chris Kraft, NASA's director of flight operations, declared it a disaster in 1968. Yet from these setbacks emerged the greatest achievements in human spaceflight. This historical context brings us to January 16th, 2025, when two modern aerospace giants followed in those pioneering footsteps, each writing their own chapter in the ongoing story of space exploration. Blue Origin's New Glenn lifted off from Cape Canaveral in the early morning hours, its 7 BE-4 engines igniting in a brilliant display of power. The launch pad disappeared in a cloud of exhaust as the massive rocket began its journey skyward. For Jeff Bezos, who founded Blue Origin in 2000, this moment represented the culmination of over 2 decades of work. The tension in the control room was palpable as New Glenn cleared the tower, its methane-fueled engines producing 3.8 million pounds of thrust, enough power to simultaneously propel 2 Nimitz-class aircraft carriers at full speed. The initial phase of the flight went exactly as planned. New Glenn's trajectory was perfect as it arced over the Atlantic Ocean, its engines performing flawlessly as they pushed the payload toward orbit. But space exploration has always been an unforgiving endeavor. During the critical booster recovery attempt, something went wrong. The massive first stage, designed for up to 25 Russes, failed to make its planned gentle landing on the recovery vessel. Instead, it plunged into the Atlantic Ocean, a setback that visibly affected Bezos, who stood watching with crossed arms, his usual smile notably absent. Yet even this partial success represented a significant milestone. After 25 years of development, Blue Origin had finally joined the elite club of companies capable of reaching orbit. The successful payload deployment proved that New Glenn's upper stage worked as intended, validating countless hours of engineering work and testing. Just hours later, SpaceX's Starship took to the skies from its launch site in Boca Chica, Texas. This behemoth, standing nearly 400 feet tall, represents the most ambitious rocket program in history. The flight began with a successful liftoff, the massive booster's 33 Raptor engines creating a spectacular display of power that could be felt miles away. In a dramatic reversal of the day's earlier launch, Starship's booster successfully returned to its launch site, caught by the massive chopstick arms of the launch tower, a feat that had never been achieved before with a booster of this size. However, space showed once again that it never gives up its secrets easily. 8 minutes and 27 seconds into the flight, at an altitude of several hundred kilometers, Starship's upper stage experienced what SpaceX euphemistically termed a rapid, unscheduled disassembly. The loss of the upper stage highlighted the immense challenges of developing a fully reusable super heavy lift vehicle. The contrast between these two launches reveals much about the different approaches these companies take to space exploration. Blue Origin, following its motto of gradatim ferociter, step by step, ferociously, spent over a decade developing New Glenn. The company's